Hello, everyone, and welcome to Make It Make Sense. I am Jamara.
And this is the baptism edition because everybody's in white. I don't know what's happening today. I'm Cletus, man. Thank y'all for choosing to watch one more time.
Yes.
Wade in the water. Yeah. So today's episode, man, is about something I know absolutely nothing about. Today we are gonna talk about how do you know when you find the right one.
Yes.
You got the right one, baby.
Yes.
So now if you've been watching us now over the last few weeks. Jamara had some very strong words about unconditional love and things of that nature. I said there was no such thing as unconditional love for anything that's not your child. For me,
Okay.
not for you. I unconditionally love. But how do you know when you found the right one? Because you've been married.
Yes.
So what made you be like, other than your age and inexperience, what makes you say to yourself, yo, this the one? He wear fancy Adidas. Like, what is?
It gotta be Nikes, but yeah.
What is the woman looking for? Like, what makes her be like, yo, this is the one? Like anybody, I guess.
Yeah, I think from a woman's point of view, it's when you're constantly thinking about them and you feel like you can't live without them. Like you have to have them in your life and you can't see yourself without them.
I think for men, it's gonna be. So since I've never been married, it's hard for me to say. But I can say what I would potentially say. I guess it would be the peace. That you know that like no matter what's going on in the outside world, when you're with her, there's a calmness.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody wants to fight the whole world and come home and fight her too. Like that, we don't need that. I don't need that in my life. I think it's the peace of support, and knowing that you're not in that thing alone. I think
Yes.
that men look more for that than the women do. Like you don't have to provide us with anything. Now there's gonna be a lot of physical things that a lot of guys are attracted to initially. Of course. So you got you know your butt man, your breast man, your face man, your hair man. You got all of those kind of men who are initially attracted to those things. But I think that the substance of what's underneath all of that is what really is when you be like, oh yeah, that's the one.
What she's bringing to the table, how she makes you feel, how she makes your life easier, the way that you see things now through a different lens because she's in your life.
Yeah. I mean, she messed with my contacts on my glasses. I guess that works too. Yeah. So I think there's two things to it. I think that is really a perspective that a man has to have. I think we do look for the whole her changing your life perspective of how you see things. I think she helps with your maturity in that way. So you can have, but it can also be two things. Like there can also be, it depends on where you are in your life.
Yeah.
So there are going to be men who need a woman that's going to be head cheerleader, that's going to be telling you, yo, you can do it. You know you can do it.
Yeah.
But to have the woman behind you that's like, yo,
encouraging
you can do it.
Your number
and
one fan.
You be like, dog, I can do it.
You really
and,
can.
So it's a whole like I have seen a million ugly dudes that feel like they can win the beauty contest because she said so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like y'all women have an ability to do that in their man where you
Yes.
feel like, dog, I can run through a wall because she told me to. I can do that. So those things are great. So I think that's a big part of it. But I still think you have to get to a point with her where you feel like you can share those dreams with her.
Yeah.
That's not something that's immediate. Like you can't immediately come out the box. And I know we talk about that. We should probably talk about it. I know that's something women love to talk about, especially y'all church girls. Purposefully courting, dating towards marriage, dating to be married.
Yeah.
I know y'all think about those things, but I think from a male perspective, I don't think any men. Well, I'm not gonna say any. I think the number of men who go into a dating situation thinking marriage is a lot less than women.
Of
Men
course.
step into marriage. Like you'd be like, oh man, what was that?
What?
Oh, marriage. I'm gonna just go ahead. Like,
Come on.
No, men. It's very rare, and I don't care what guy says it. It's very rare. I looked at her and I just knew that was gonna be my wife. You be like, nah. I looked at her and there was something about her. Butt jiggled a certain way that it really excited my loins. And then later on, you be like, man, I really love her. Like this is who I want to be.
Well,
with.
men are physical, so we get it. I get what you're
and
saying.
so we don't ever do it. I think women control, for the most part, women control when a marriage happens and when it doesn't.
I don't agree with that. That's totally up to the man. I can't force you or make you do anything.
Yeah,
now I can be persuasive.
No, that's what happens. It's up to y'all. I will tell you right now. If your man, if you let your man go without marriage, he'll go without marriage. I'm telling you that he'll take that free milk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting ready to say. If you're getting it, then what's the motivation for you to even want to propose?
Now here's what y'all think is way more overvalued than it is. Can I just go ahead and be honest with you?
Go ahead.
Y'all have sex overvalued than what it is.
Okay.
It is. Because y'all be like, well, if he can get the sex for free, then he ain't gonna marry me. Dog, he's not worried about that as much. Man is not worried about that. He's not marrying you just so he can get sex. That's not a very good. And if that is the basis of it, 9 out of 10 times your relationship's not gonna work.
So explain.
We can get sex anywhere.
Of course.
Like, listen, it wasn't when he made the first one. It wasn't limited edition. There was a whole lot of them made. They are out there at varying levels, but you can reach them. Mm-hmm. So to be like, I gotta marry her just so we can have sex. That's not going to be the drive. And if it is, I'm telling you, the relationship is not going to work. So those of you who are saying, and I know it's a great biblical tenet.
Oh, no, but I agree with you because that should not be a motivation for you to get married in the first place.
Because I feel like that's why a lot of relationships fail in the church.
Right.
A lot of church relationships are failing because the two people are getting in there just so they can have legal sex.
Right.
They, like they loins is on fire and they don't want the church to look at them a certain way. So they get married, the meet that satisfaction so they could do it legally. But then they realize, man, that it was empty. That there was nothing there but sex.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of those relationships fail. So if you say to a man, the only way you can get this is if you marry me, and that's why he marries you, then that's not going to be a successful relationship.
Right, I totally agree with you on that because basically also you're telling me that you can't control your desires, you can't control your flesh, and in order for you to be satisfied, we need to get married for that. To me, that's not a good basis for a marriage anyway.
I don't even know about the desire of controlling your flesh.
Okay, we get married because we want to have sex, so let's hurry up and get married so we can have sex. That's a lack of self-control, a lack of self-discipline. So when we get into the marriage,
but no, I just so I don't think it's a lack of self-discipline. I think that's an improper reaction to doctrine. I think that's what that is.
Explain. Oh, you're talking about when people just get married so they don't burn. But what I'm saying is another way to look at that is if you do that, if that is your point, okay, let's get married so we can have sex. To me as a woman, that's showing me that you don't have self-control. So if you don't have self-control in this area for us to wait and develop and get to know each other, you won't have self-control in the marriage, which can lead to why we're getting divorced because of self-gratification.
I give you that, but I also think a woman who puts that on the platter on the table as the reason why you can get it. You say to yourself, the only value I bring to the table is this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If a woman says the only way you can get this is by marrying me,
right?
Then you say that's the only important part of marrying me. Mm-hmm. It's not that you get me as a help me. Mm-hmm. It's not that you get me as your support system, whatever. It's that you get this little teeny piece of me.
Yeah.
And if that's the only piece of me that that you care about, man, that's what you saying that you all you are.
That's
you
all
might
you're
as well
worth.
just be like, that's all I'm worth.
Yeah.
I'm only worth that.
Yeah.
So that's also another reason why. So I really think that Christianly, I don't even know if that's a word. As a Christian, I don't think that value has changed. I do think the mindset, again, and we've been talking about the mindset of people. Because I just, everybody that watches is not necessarily going to be of a Christian standard.
Right.
I mean, I know you would love for all the women to be saved that watch. And
not really, because most of the women that I coach are not. But
yeah, good job. Those I need to meet some of your teammates. But I'm just playing. But what I will say is that like the ideals of our society are different.
Yeah.
Because even in society now, you remember if we look at how it's changed biblically, y'all thought a reception was jumping. A reception was really when they found out whether that thing was pure or not. You remember That's what happened at the reception. Y'all think our receptions are wild because we do the wobble?
Electric slide.
Man, they had to wait to go see. They had to bring that rag in and see if there was some blood on that thing. That, like, biblically, that's what happened at the reception. Everybody was waiting on you to go get it in.
Those sheets.
Right. They was like, hey, we need to see. This one's pure. You know, we had to figure out even the value of women in relationships. Because before, it was my daddy gives you 14 cows.
Right.
He gives you me.
Mm-hmm.
So we move from that. We move from the making sure she's a virgin to make this business deal complete. As women have grown, even back not too long ago, like maybe before like our grandmothers and whatever, women still had to have that purity. Like you won't go. You remember Color Purple?
Yeah.
He went to the crib. He was like, you can't have her.
Right.
But you can have Celie. Like, what? And he's like, all right, I'll take that. And so, but they still wanted some level of purity from the women. And so now, as we have started to move to a less male or misogynistic thought process, now women are getting these freedoms. And so now you don't care. Like, women have bodies too. It used to be like, yo, what's your body count? And she'd be like, 1. You'd be like, oh gosh, I can't deal with her. Now you don't even care no more. Like, women are coming to the table. Boom, boom. When you get to a certain age.
Some women.
Some women. When you get to a certain age, you can't even expect it. Like, I'm in my mid-30s.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not expecting to meet a woman. I'm not expecting to meet a virgin at this point in my life.
Okay.
And a woman shouldn't either.
I mean, I get that.
So I think everything has kind of changed a little bit, man. So that's not even one of the things that you were looking for. You used to be like, man, I'm looking for somebody that's pure and virtuous and
So let me
holy.
ask you this. Like, let's give an example of what are some of the deal breakers that would disqualify a woman for not being the one for you?
If she smoke, I don't do smoking. I just need you to not smell like Marlboro. I can't do it. And this may sound rude, but this is a me thing.
It's Cletus.
I can't do dumb. I can't do it. We got to be able to have an intelligent conversation. You have to know the difference in 2 and 2, there and there and there. Like, all of these things need to be things that you can handle.
Right.
And I need you to be, this is weird, but I also need you to have goals and ambitions of your own.
Of course.
I think we're at that point in our life now, and I think relationships have changed again.
Yeah.
Gender roles have changed again.
Very much.
Where it's not that you're going to find, I just want to stay home while you work.
Right.
So, since we're not going to find that often, because there are a lot of women who are like, man, I'll be a stay-at-home mom if you make the money. I still need you, even if when I start making my millions, because that's coming.
Yes.
I'll take that over the wife situation. The millions I'll take.
You're going to want to share with somebody.
Nah, sharing leaves less for me. I've got 2 amazing kids. Well, I have 1 amazing kid and my son.
Wow.
No, my son's amazing too. But even when I make my millions, even if I have millions on millions on millions, I need you to be like, yo, I want to run a foundation. I want to do this. I can't just have you be like, yo, I just want to go to Rodeo and shop.
Right. I mean, you want her to have purpose.
I need to have her own goals and purpose. Right. So, and even if my money funds your purpose, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Like, even if my money fuels what you want to do, I'm okay with that. I still need you to have
because
that.
you don't want to be her all in all. You don't want everything to be about you. You want her to have a purpose. Therefore, it's going to make the relationship more fulfilling.
Absolutely, because we'll both be happy in what we're doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when people have outside interest, and that outside interest is not a person, when people have outside interest, it helps a relationship. Because now we have something to build on. Yes. Like, we have some building blocks. She's able to come home and be like, hey, babe, this happened in mine. What is this? Hey, let's build this problem together. Let's build this. And I can come to you be like, hey, I had this, and the third. And even if this is an amazing thing, because I've seen some amazing relationships that work that way, if our 2 interests intertwine,
that's it.
Like, that's kind of dope.
Power couple.
Yeah, like that's a dope thing. Yes. Like, when we're both doing this, there's no jealousy. Yes. We're both pushing each other.
Supporting.
When I can talk to you and what I do is something that you understand.
Yes.
Not something that you empathize with, because that's different. When, if you are a nurse and you come home and you talk about how it was on the ER, I empathize with you. I can feel it, but I don't know it. But if I'm a doctor too, and I'm like, dog, I know right where you, like, that brings a different element to it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Compatibility.
So here we are making things make sense, man. Listen, here's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. If you're not ready to be happy, don't get them. No. If you want real happiness, stay by yourself. But otherwise, find you somebody, man. I think knowing that someone is the one is a very selfish thing, because it's gonna fit you. But when you find the one, it is no longer the loneliest number. Come with it. But be very dedicated in what you decide that you want to do. Don't rest on your morals. Be real with your expectations, and you can find the one too.
I love that, Cletus. Yeah. You said that very well.
Yeah, man. It's almost as if I practiced it, and I didn't. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to another amazing episode, man. As always, when we wear all white, if you need to have the Lord Jesus Christ in your life as your personal Savior, feel free. We can baptize you right now.
Romans 10, 9, and 10.
Something. Or just sit by your tub or a sink and hold your hand under a little bit. Be like, I love Jesus. Follow Jamara on her amazing YouTube page, which is
Jamara J. Smith.
And you can follow me on all of those forms, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, at Cletus Comedy, man. We're consistent. We'll see you next time, man, with some more amazing Make It Make Sense. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Goodbye.